Hello live wires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and welcome to day 3 of the 10-day wire charm bracelet making challenge. Be sure to join the Facebook event page linked up below. You can share photos of your charm bracelet and charms to be eligible to win great prizes, including wire and tools from Beadalon, items from my Etsy shop, and templates and patterns for wire art and jewelry. You only need to make one charm per day, and at the end of the 10 days, you'll have a couple of extra days to finish up the whole bracelet. Today I'm making a guitar, a palette, and a music note charm. What you're going to need for this project is 20 gauge wire, your tools, and a variety of beads. We're going to start with about a 4 to 6 inch piece of 20 gauge wire, depending on the size of your charm. And I'm just bending it up at the bottom and then adding the bead. This is a 6mm glass bead, and I'll bend it at the top of the treble clef, and I'm going to go over to the left of the bead and then hold it firmly in place and wrap that wire around the front of the bead, and then hold it and wrap it to the back of the bead. So this is going to secure it in position. So we'll just hold it firmly, bring the wire right around back below the bead, keep rotating it, and then once you've surrounded the bead, we're going to again hold it firmly and bend the wire around that initial wire. So give it a little tug, clip it flush with your flush cutters, and then pinch it with the tweezer nose pliers or flat nose pliers so there's no pokey end. So once that's secured, you could pinch the wires in a little bit more if you need to. Get your small round pliers and do the little loop at the bottom. Cut it flush with the flush cutters. These are the Xuron flush cutters, and pinch it in with your flat pliers. So there's the treble clef. For the palette, we're going to use about 6 inches of 20 gauge wire, depending on the size of your palette, and just form a circle with a pen or the end of a Sharpie, any round form. Just form the circle, and then we're going to pinch it in a little bit to make it more oval shape. So you can just do that with your thumb and your finger, wiggle it around to get the shape you want, and add your beads. So I'm using transparent seed beads. I'm just using 5 to represent some different colors. So I have blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. So just slide those right on there. Bend the wire straight down with your flat pliers or round pliers, and then with the round pliers form a little loop, and we're just going to push it straight up the wire. So there we have our little circle in the middle, and then twist the end of the wire around the vertical wire so it's secured, and then give it a little clip and pinch in that pokey end. From there, we're just going to bend the vertical wire at a bit of an angle. Take your round pliers and form the loop at the top. So just center that little loop, and then we're going to hold the loop with the flat pliers, wind it around, do a full turn around to the back, and then we'll get our round pliers and bend the wires straight up and straighten the wire. And then we're going to bend it to the front with the flat pliers. The tweezer nose pliers work well for this. Pinch it down. It's at a little bit of an angle. This will be the paintbrush. And then take your round pliers, bend it out and in. Give it a little wiggle there, straight down, just to form the brush. Flat pliers again. Give it a little bend. Pinch it in place. And we're going to just bend it out a little bit. So there's a little pointed end on the paintbrush. Use your round pliers to curve it around a bit. Hold it with the tweezer nose pliers and wind it all the way around. So we have the little end of the brush there. And then the end, we're just going to wind through the palette to secure it in place. Grab the end with your pliers. You could have trimmed it a little shorter before you wound it if you want. And just bring it right to the back, clip it flush, and then pinch in that pokey end. Rotate it a bit if you need. And there's your palette charm. So for the guitar, again, the 20 gauge wire, the length depends on how big you're making it. You can use about 8 inches. Take a 4mm bead and then wind the wire around to the front and the back to secure it. And then hold that bead securely in your thumb and finger and then wind the wire around to secure that bead in place. And then keep holding it and wind it around a few times. Pinch it in a little bit if they're too spaced out. And then we're going to start forming the shape of the guitar. I'm just free forming it with my round pliers. And we're going to just do a basic shape for an acoustic guitar. You can also do an electric guitar. I'll link up some tutorials below where I've done some other instruments, and we're going to just coil it around the vertical wire a few times. And then after that we can get our cutters and cut it flush. And then the loop at the top, bend it over and around with your round pliers, center that loop, and then get the flat pliers and wind the end around. Again, the flush cutters, give it a good little clip, pinch in those pokey ends, and there is the guitar. And I'll link up some other tutorials for other musical notes and guitar and saxophone. Now to make the jump ring, we're just going to get some 18 gauge wire, make some little loops, cut the ends flush. You can use commercial jump rings, but these will match the charm bracelet, and then you just add the charms. And there you have your beautiful charm bracelet with the musical and art charms. So thanks so much for watching the video. Thank you to everybody who is participating in the challenge. If you are watching this after the challenge is over, you can still join the Facebook event page, and you can join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook to share photos of your wire art and jewelry. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.